Hello, my name is Leslie, and I'll be taking you through a short video on how to connect to your Postgres database using the two available options. First of all, you can connect to your Postgres database using what we call a graphical user interface. And in this case, we're using our pgadmin 4. And secondly, you can also connect to your Postgres database using what we call the terminal line or the command line. In this case is the PSQL shell. So you have both options to connect to your Postgres database, and both options are different in their ways, but they can be used to achieve the same thing. Of course, this is a graphical user interface, the pgadmin 4, so you can, it has some visual appeal, while using it. So, without further ado, let's dive into the video. All right, so first of all, this is my pgadmin 4 interface, and once I open up, I can either see, of course, the dashboard or the processes for me, which it shows. So I'll keep it on the dashboard, and it has an option to the left here called servers, and if I expand this servers, it's going to prompt me to connect to the server. Now, the server being PSQL, PostgreSQL 16 server. Now, the server is hosted locally on my system, so I'm not connecting to an external server. Now, the password I will use is the password that I used during the registration process while the installation process of Postgres on my system. So I'll input the password and I'll click OK. Now, once I am connected to the database, I begin to see live on the screen. Now, if I expand this database right here, I can see that I have three databases. I have the employees database, I have the Postgres database, and I equally have the training database. Now, this is how you can connect to a database using your pgadmin 4. Now, to go further, let us look at one of the databases, right? So if I expand, if I collapse, rather expand this database employees, and I expand my schemas, it will take me to where I have my tables. Now I can see that I have 6 tables in this particular employees database. So assuming I would like to explore one of the tables, I would just choose that option. So I'll right click and then I'll select to view and edit data. So I chose the first 100 rows. And when I did that, a query was generated automatically for me, and I can see my result below, right? So we have gone through the process of connecting to the server and also connecting to the database, and equally seeing the steps on how to get data out of the table in this database. So I can write my own customized queries, of course, by right clicking on the tables, and I'll click on my query tool, or if I come to the tools right here, I'll click on query tool, and of course, once it opens, it gives me an opportunity for me to write my own customized queries. All right, so that is one way of accessing your Postgres database. The second way is accessing a Postgres database using the SQL shell. So for me to get to SQL shell, I'll come to my search menu and I'll type PSQL, and L. So once I do that, I'll choose to open the app, and let me expand this for a better view. Now, the same processes, it shows me the server. It's connected. It shows the server being the local host, and what I'm meant to do here is to press the enter key on my keyboard, and it connects to the next step, which is the database. In this case, Postgres connects to the next, which is the port, and then it asks for the username. In my case, it's Postgres, and also it prompts me for password, the same password I used when I launched the pgadmin 4. So mind you, it doesn't show you that you're actually typing anything, but once you're done typing and you press enter and your password is correct, you would see your screen appear like this. So once I see this part of this screen showing my Postgres and then hash sign, it means that I'm connected into my Postgres database. Now, if I would like to see all of these databases, right, the employees, the Postgres, and the training database that I had in my pgadmin, I'll use my my / key and an L on my keyboard, L for learning. And now once I tab it in, it shows me a list of databases. Now I can see here that I have my employees, my Postgres, as well as training database. All right, so next is if I would like to connect to any of these databases, what do I do? So I'll use my / and I'll put a C, and in front of it, I'll put the name of the database that I would like to connect to. In this case, I want to connect to my employees database, right? So once I do that, it gives me a prompt to say you are now connected to database employees as you use that Postgres. So I'm connected right here. And if I want to see the list of tables that are in this database, I'll use the / and the D, and it will show me all the list of relations, right? So I can see the tables. I see that I have about 6 tables and 3 views. And next, if I would like to explore the data and the columns in any of these tables, I can use the same thing, of course, with any of this. So I'll choose departments on the next. Now, so I have just 2 columns there, department and department name. I can decide to do this again for employees. Right, so once I do that, I'll see that I have my, of course, employee number, birth date, first name. So I'll also want to do for one more. That's the salary. So I've seen the salaries table, so the employees table and the salaries table. All right, so before we move to the next, I'll just like to explain how you run your queries on the PSQL shell. So unlike the pgadmin 4, where you can type your queries in a very flexible manner, so select all from, and I can press an enter key, give spaces, and the rest of them, it's pretty much not the same. And of course, if I make an error, I'll use my backspace and I go back to make, an erasure and all of that. So it's not exactly the same as it works here. yeah, you have to be careful not to make mistakes. Otherwise, you have to perform those queries all over again. So I'll run my first query here. So I'll select maybe all from employees, right? Now, because this doesn't have a GUI, I want to limit this record to, let's say, 10. So always ensure that you terminate your queries with a semicolon in the SQL shell. So once that is done, I'll press my enter key. Now, and I have my employees table. So I want to write the same queries for my salaries table. So I am pressing the arrow keys on my keyboard. That usually brings out the previous queries that I've written. That's why I didn't have to write this all over again. Okay, so I have my employees table as well as my salaries table. Now I'd like to carry out a quick join on both tables, and so we can see how it works. So here I can use the word select. Now select, what am I going to select? I would like to select employees and employee ID. So employee number, and I would like to select the birth date. I would like to select the first name. I like to select the last name. And of course, the hire date. I'll skip the gender. And then also, I'd like to select the salaries from the salaries table. Now, of course, if you're conversant with writing queries, you'd observe that I'm putting the initials of the tables in front of what these queries I just wrote. So E in front of all of this, and I put an S in front of my salary to indicate that this is coming from the salaries table. And that's salaries, and this is coming from the employees table. So of course, this is like an alias for the table. So talk about that in another video. All right. So once I'm done writing this particular query, I'll go to the next, which is from. Now, where am I selecting this from? I'm selecting all of these records from my employees table. Now, because I indicated an alias, I'll have to leave it as E. And now I'm going to carry out a join. What am I joining? I'm joining salaries on. So E dot emp underscore number is equal to S dot emp underscore number. So I'll limit this record to 10. Just when I'm done, like always, I write my semicolon and I press my enter. Now, once I do, I'll see that this query has executed successfully. So I have my employee details here, my birth name, my first name, last hire date, and the rest. So if I want to see if I want to quit this, I'll just press Q on the keyboard and I'll click on of course that is if a query is running, so I'll just press Control Q and Control C, and it will ask me, do I want to terminate this? And I can say yes, Y for yes, and once I click enter, it's terminated. Now, That is the second way. The third way is to access your Postgres using the command prompt on your computer. Of course, if you're using Windows computer. So here you would have to, of course, this is not the Postgres environment right now. This is your Windows, so you would have to navigate, to get into your Postgres environment. So for me, I'll do my PSQL and a dash followed by U, and I'll type Postgres. And once that is done, I'll press an enter. Okay, so one extra command line argument Postgres install. All right, so localhost. Yeah. Okay, so it's required a password, right? So let me do this again. The password one. I'm just gonna say my password there. All right, so error connection to the server field. Password authentication field. So I want to try one more time. All right, so I'm not sure why it's doing this, but let me just confirm that I'm putting the right password. Okay, so usually, if we have errors like this, we want to check our system environment, right? So you can just type environment on your keyboard, on your system, your search menu, and once you click that, you go to your environment variables, and let us go to our path now. So I'll go to my path, and I'll click on edit path, and I will need to confirm that I have my Postgres path here now. So this is not my Postgres path is not here, so that's why I'm having that error, I believe. So for me to resolve an error like this, I'll navigate to my C drive. So once I do that, I'll go to my program files. I'll go to my PostgreSQL 16. I'll go to my bin. Now on the bin, I'll copy the path, and I'll come here and create a new path, and I'll paste. All right, so once that is done, I'll do the same for lib library, and I'll copy, and I'll from here new, and I'll paste. Now once that is done, I'll click OK and OK and OK. All right, so that's done, and let us try it one more time. Now, so if I type my command PSQL, the U and Postgres. All right, so it asks for my password this time around. And once I fill my password, good, voila. So that has solved that error that we were having right there. Okay, so once I'm connected, it's almost the same as what you had in your PSQL shell earlier. So you can do everything that you want to, you can do rather on your PSQL. Same thing as what we did the last time, but that is how to connect using the command prompt. All right, thank you so much, and I hope you learned from this video.